It's a long time.
I'm going fine.
My son Sam.
Well, Sheeds, not your first time to Atlanta.
No, I come over here, I think it'll be about maybe 8 years ago. I think Richard Pratt and Anthony Pratt were here. They looked after me. I went down and had a look at their operations down there just out of town. It's about a distance from probably about Springvale or Dandenong out of Melbourne. So that was great. But I come down here and seen games before, and I probably would have been here 20 years ago.
You're one of the major advocates of football, of preaching the word outside of Australia. How much does it excite you that you're coming to these championships here in the United States?
Well, I think it was only about 2 years ago I had my photo taken with all the American teams and all the teams from all over the world. I think it's about 13 or 14 come to Melbourne only 2 years ago. A lot of people in Melbourne didn't realise that. But look, I think it's the best way to start promoting our game, slowly but surely. And if it takes 10 to 20 years, well, so be it. But basketball wouldn't have Lauren Jackson if they hadn't started sometime in Australia, or those sorts of analogies come into it, don't they? Because all of a sudden we've got a former AFL player as a punt kicker over here, and you never know, one day we're going to get a fantastic American player playing our AFL footy, and if it's 10 or 20 years, well, who cares, as long as we do the groundwork now.
Well, I was just going to ask you that for 5 years Essendon's been offering a scholarship to a US AFL player. When do you think, realistically, we'll see an American player who was born here playing Aussie rules?
Look, I would like. I mean, we had Dwayne Armstrong over. That'll be easily 5 years ago. He was terrific. He really improved any season in Essendon in the reserves. But I think in the end, I'm probably over here to look to find out where the standard is and the quality and the enthusiasm. And the American people really are just fantastically enthusiastic at whatever they do. So that really always adds to the throw of it all, the excitement of it all, because when they get behind something, they actually fall in love with the game, whether it's ice hockey or whether it's soccer or AFL or whatever, they get behind it. And there's nothing wrong with injecting enthusiasm into AFL.
When you were playing for Richmond in the VFL, did you ever think that the game would go nationally, and then did you ever think that it would be played across the world, really?
Look, you always hope, but you just didn't realise. I mean, my first trip to America was 30 years ago this year, right about now, 30 years ago, and that was the time I went 6 weeks here. I came here for 6 weeks with Mel Brown and a guy called Todd Shelton. It's the time when we met some great players. Went to Houston, we went all around the place. We had a look to see whether it could ever happen. Went to Kentucky and saw Nijinsky and Secretariat, and that's Bellisbury's grandfather's basically. So I think in the end, you're always there with a chance, to keep looking. And if we can find some American players, and look, the Australian people living in America that love AFL, they're assisting, which is fantastic. We just got to encourage them, and you never know. You just never know.
Can you see the game being played, an American side, a European side, whether it be London or Ireland or Denmark, playing against an all-Australian team?
Look, Denmark, they love it. Let's face it, they're probably one of the better countries in it at the moment. They're very enthusiastic, but I would tend to think that I'll let it develop over the next 10 years, and then I'll never say never. I mean, I really believe there'll be a player come out of America playing AFL, and I think that's one of the most exciting next steps for our game. And the AFL are going to have a game over here of any seriousness. I hope we're in it. I hope the Bombers are in it. And if it's pre-season and we're on the West Coast for starters, well, then so be it. On the way home, I'm jumping in at John Olsen's, who he's pretty enthusiastic. He's a former Premier of South Australia, and he's in Los Angeles, and I'll be spending some time there to see what can be done.
Just finally, what do you hope to see from the weekend's competition, the 8th annual USAFL Championship?
Fantastic, isn't it? 8, we're heading up towards a decade, but I think just enthusiasm. I think I want to have a look at the level of skill, knowledge of the rules of the game, and perhaps where it's going to be played, and really just encourage the people that have helped put it to year 8 so far, and encourage the American players to stick with it, because we've got rock and roll and we've got to sell it to the world, and the Americans will help us sell it.
Know you feeling it, I got you feeling it.